Yo, what's up? This is Ipos Audio. My name is Liam, and this is my vlog journal. Today is June 13th, 2016. It is 1:51 p.m. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to get stoned on a little bit of weed and talk about life and stuff. Because it's legal where I am. uh, so yeah, fucking California. The weather's been pretty fucking beautiful. Today I woke up pretty early at around 9-ish. Later, like the end of 9 o'clock basically. 9:50 something. And it was cloudy, like foggy, like overcast is the proper term. But by noon, it's pretty much all burnt off, and now it's like there's barely any clouds in the sky. Yesterday, there was no clouds at all, which is, I don't know. I enjoy weather. I enjoy bad weather, and I enjoy good weather. They both have their perks and downsides, I suppose. I broke this bong. This is my friend's bong. She sleeps here sometimes, and Libby. But so in the downstem's fine, but the bowl broke off in this downstem piece. So I have to basically replace the downstem and the bowl. But I took this bowl, which I had, and stuck a rubber thing on it on the bottom from a separate pipe. And now you can take this and squeeze it in there, and it works. So yeah, I just got some new drum samples. I got a trap pack, of interesting trap samples. The trap was pretty good. It's got some stuff in there that I don't know if I'm going to use. It's sort of stuff where it's saying hey, you should fucking use me. I'm pretty cool. Try some stuff out. Some of the vocal shots and stuff. But, yeah, the clap snares are on point. They're layered clap snares with reverb on them. They sound really interesting. They don't sound like a standard 808 sound, they've been fucked with and processed. And then I got an EDM monster kicks for basically dubstep and stuff. And then dubstep snares, which are all some of them are more interesting, but essentially what I was looking for was just your standard run-of-the-mill EDM dubstep snare, what everyone wants to use right now, basically. Everyone's trying to make that Skrillex snare. I don't even know if if that was his thing or whatever, but I don't know. You run-of-the-mill shit, and I'm trying to what I'm trying to do is take dubstep and trap and fuse them together, but have it be oriented specifically for rap. So it's not about heavy drops, because the drops will take up too much frequency range, or they can. But I guess I have sort of drops. I could try some more build-ups and drops and stuff, but I'm not thinking EDM layout of a song. I'm thinking like verse, verse, chorus, verse, verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus, some shit like that, like your standard song structure. Because I want there to be more rap. Like maybe like on some stuff, like I'm going wild for the night. There's a little bit of rap. There's like a verse in there, I guess. But I want like more of that, and I want it to be less sort of like less EDM. I want it to pull a lot from EDM, but I want it to be its own side thing. Like I don't want, I don't know. I'm trying to make it to. I want it to be gangcore. You know, I want it to be my thing. It's like trap, mainly trap with like tons of dubstep influences and just grimy, like off the fucking chain raps. Like right now, oh man, I've hit this point where like I haven't been able to write any shit that I feel tight about, and every time I go look at previous stuff, it's kind of like not that great, you know? Like hindsight, like reading it, like oh god, like I have a lot to learn right now, you know? But except for like a few, like there's a few songs that I've done where I'm just like, damn, like how did I fucking do that? Like how can I do that again, you know? Um, but I want it to be some fucking grimy shit. You know, I want Sacred Law to be this fucking um just this like crazy fucking character. Essentially the concept that I have in mind is ultimately he's a good character. He's a character who stands for something. But he has evil powers. It's a good character with evil powers. And it's sort of like, how do you operate like that, you know? And yeah, and I just want it to be fucking nightmarish, you know? Um, like fighting against the fucking nightmare and fucking like lots of like fucked up situations, like fucked up nihilistic druggy situations, and like like violence, um, and like gangsterism, but definitely like tongue in cheek, you know, kind of like almost mocking it, you know, um, as a trend for people of my, I don't want to say caliber because I'm not like high caliber or anything, but like people like white dudes are like, you know, even fucking like mixed racial people or like Asian people who are trying to like do this fucking thing. This is sort of like this stereotype that people play into, and I play into it, but only in this kind of way where like I'm kind of, you know, there's a smile behind the mask basically, like I'm laughing at it, you know, like well aware of how like of certain cliches that I'm using or whatever. Um, but yeah, like more sadistic, um, you know, psychopathic stuff. Um, like lots of like dark shadow stories, and by shadow I mean the Jungian, the psychological term of the shadow, which is everything that you hide from other people, but especially the things you hide from yourself, and like, um, and it's sort of like playing off of that. Um, yeah, and sort of expressing lots of crazy things, and it's sort of like I get to be the fucking mirror for the sick fucking things that are wrong with people, um, and sort of show them what's inside. Because if you neglect your demons, if you neglect that beast inside of you, and realize that if you just chain it up and cage it up and try to bury it, it just grows and grows and grows on you, and the more you try to fight it. But if you let it out and you know, you like take it out and see what it can do, and come face to face with it, um, there's some amazing room for creative growth, for psychological growth, emotional, you know, getting people to feel fucked up things, not to scare them or to put them off, but to sort of like remind them that there is this part of the imagination, because it's the people that neglect that end up that neglect that shadow side of them, that don't like. If you don't open up that dark fucking closet and go in there with a fucking flashlight and a baseball bat, you're gonna be scared for the rest of your fucking life, and that fear causes hate towards other people, and fucking ignorance. Yeah. And religions are fucking tricky, because religions will tell you, yeah, like it'll make you think. It's sort of like a band-aid for the thing, like, yeah, they make you think that they're dealing with it, that like it's all in God's hands, but like, I think it like allows people to like deny reality of situations, or like, I don't know. Like, if you don't fucking go down to hell and have a fucking good conversation with the devil, I don't think you should be allowed into heaven. Like, you don't really understand the situation, Like, if there is that whole thing, like the devil is merely like a player in the game, God is outside of that. Like, God is beyond that, God created that. It's like the fucking joke, Like, the creator of everything created all this fucked up shit as well, because that's how it just fucking works. And no one fucking expects God to fucking repent for his fucking sins. Anyway, I'm getting on this preachy tip. I don't know. I don't hate people for their religion. I do get pissed off, though. I get angry. Not at the people, but kind of the situation sometimes. Like, if your religion says, for example, you'll get into heaven if you go kill a bunch of infidels. Like, dude, no. Doesn't work like that. Doesn't fucking work like that. Yeah. I'm probably preaching to the choir, because I have a lot of friends who are very open-minded people, and yeah, I don't know. Shit's silly. The human race has a lot of growing up to do. It's like, if fucking, advanced beings come to our planet and see that we have all the weaponry pointed at ourselves, they're just going to be like, all right, let's just leave them alone, and maybe they'll come out of it. But yeah, if fucking like extraterrestrial advanced, beings, entities like came and fucking tried to like land on our fucking planet, we'd go fucking ballistic. There would be fucking riots in the streets. People would be looting en masse. It would be fucking retarded because we're too fucking stupid. It's fucking disgraceful. Like, seriously. Oh my god. It's fucking embarrassing. To be American is fucking embarrassing. And I think a lot of other countries should feel the fucking same. I don't know, man. My thing is, like, I'm not gonna be able to fucking change the world or whatever. Or, like, I'm not ever gonna fucking make it my point to try to wake people up. I'm not some kind of fucking cult leader, I don't have a fucking crazy crackpot agenda. My thing is just like, being aware for myself, questioning authority, not being a fucking sheep, just thinking for yourself and making as much art as possible. Because like creative expression is like the ultimate high. Like you can get a high off of making money. You can get high off of fucking drugs, but when you like create something and bring something into the world, it's like fucking why parents are like psycho, like why fathers are crazy. When you bring something that's really important and relevant and like, life-changing to you out into the world, it changes the way you think. So like, I don't know, I feel like I can pull these things out of myself, like create these fucking, ideas or aesthetics or, stories, images, feelings, try to like translate them across. And it's like, I've pulled this fucking thing outside of myself and I can fucking look at it and you can look at it too. And fucking, maybe it'll make you fucking like, that's the main fucking idea. Like, that's like, if I can get, like, if all the fucking, man, like a depressed person or like fucking someone who's like poor as fuck puts on your song and is like, oh yeah, or something, like anything, like ultimate medicine right there. I can fucking put this shit on and fucking, like this morning, like I put on Taiko, and Taiko is just super chill in the fucking morning. I was doing some of my dubstep stuff and my mom came in and she was like, don't, it's too early for this shit. So I was like, all right, and put on some Taiko, and it just, changes the whole mood. It's like putting a theme song on your life. And like art is like you creating your life. It's like you taking the wheel of the fucking thing. It's like taking the reins on how you're creating your life. If you're not aware of that you're even if you don't paint or make music or anything like that, you are currently in an artistic process of creating the experience of your life through your consciousness uh, and your physical being. So I feel like I'm super aware of that, and that comes out in like the stories that I write, which are like kind of they're not fully written, but like I like coming up with concepts for sci-fi and fantasy and shit like that. You know, the music that I make, poetry, you know, um, I draw a little bit, I guess, but um, thought thought is part of like one of my favorite art forms and part of my frustration, my deep frustration. Yeah, it's funny if people think they believe something or they think that they have to think a certain way about something. It's like that's right there. That's like you're catching yourself in this fucking trap. Just saying. Like toss it all to the fucking wind, you know? But yeah, this fucking music thing, man. Really trying to fucking do this thing. Like I know I'm heading in a certain direction and I'm gonna stick it because I've already made the choice. Like try to fucking do trappy dubstep with just insane fucking vocals. And it's mainly because I want to fucking rap on the shit. Like other people too, if they're fucking insane enough and can take it to that level of fucking gangcore, then I'm like super into it. Um, but yeah, kind of like I'd love to implement some kind of grunge element, like something that makes it like more punk rock or like I don't know. Right now it's super electronic, but I do distort and use a lot of dissonance and stuff like that. But yeah, I want it to be more. I guess I want it to be kind of fucking downgraded in a sense. Uh, but in a high quality way. And the vocals, like, you know, high energy, raspy, or like scream kind of stuff, you know, very present, and fucking with a lot of cadence, like military style, like fucking like crazy, like entering in like codes into a person who's undergoing mind control, you know, like an MK Ultra, um, like uh, agent, I guess, and having like just like reading them off their orders, and it's like Alpha Charlie, and then like a string of fucking numbers and letters and shit like that, like, but with fucking like images and like um uh, sort of trying to inspire like certain kinds of thoughts uh, or feelings, but images, like fucked up shit, you know, but not in a way where it perturbs. I want it to perturb certain people because I don't want them to get the good shit. I want them to turn it off before they get the upload, is essentially what I'm going for. Um, but I want other people to fucking really like tune into it, you know? Uh, and fucking, I don't know, sort of resonate with it in this kind of way where it's like you're playing like a fucked up video game or watching like a fucking bizarre fucking movie that's just mind warping, and you're just like, you get to the part where the main character turns over to the dark side and fucking cuts off his best friend's head with a fucking machete and like pours the blood on himself, and you're just like, yes, yes, that dude had it coming. Like I don't know. Some fucking shit like that. I don't know. Maybe not that crazy, but it's like, you know, being in a nightmare. Like fucking, if you're like walking alone at night and you put on some shit, it's like some of my shit, and it's like fucking like scary, but somehow you feel like there's this presence watching over you, and because you're like, you're fully experiencing this kind of darkness, um, like you're like a like a fractal of light in this fucking abyss, you know? And there's no reason to be afraid. Crazy thing about light, man, like as star, like as a metaphor for being, like the only reason we see anything in this fucking universe is because of stars. And when a star dies, like, yeah, there is the whole black hole thing, but we're seeing light from stars that have died fucking eons ago, but we still get to see them. But they're like relative, like in time, you know, they're gone. If you like jumped out exactly to where they are right now, it's like, whoop, they fucking poof, you know? They're dead. They're like sucking up other stuff around them, you know? Yeah. It's sort of like, I don't know, like the music thing, like having it be like, I'm so powerfully and deeply embraced with the evil of my humanity that you could send me down to the devil and he'd be like, get that motherfucker away from me. Get him the fuck away from me. That's how I feel. You know? Like I accept my fucking self for who I am, and like, you know that I'm in fucking control of that shit. Like I'd never fucking like hurt somebody or, you know, like try to purposefully steer somebody wrong for my own agenda, you know? I might manipulate a little bit here and there, but only to kind of like lubricate situations, you know? for positive outcomes. But yeah, like I don't know, like, but I'm at this block point, man. I'm at this like creative block where I'm like trying to fucking write this shit that's like, you know, sort of like this free flow thought domino chain. Like once I like knock a certain one over, it just like starts the pattern, you know? Like if I get one sick line, then I'm like, all right, good, I'm good to go. I'm good. I've started the song. And then I can like repeat that one fucking sick line over to myself until I'm like, oh, here's another sick fucking line, you know? And be like, then do the next line and be like, that one's not great, but if I say this after it or whatever, you know, and try to fucking do some in rhyming stuff, or I'll do some crazy inflection with my voice or whatever, you know. Um, Switch up the flow here and try to fucking change my fucking, you know, change the pattern. And there's certain parts of rapping like that I've been trying to think about and sort of help my like teach myself, I guess. Because it's not too much stuff out there that's like really solid that teaches you how to fucking rap. It's kind of more of an art form that you kind of you listen to other people and then you do it and fucking as well and try to build on it and build on it, you know, and sort of learn your own style, you know, um, which is funny because it's your style, you know, um, and yeah, I don't know if I forgot what I was fucking talking about. Um, but yeah, there are certain things. Um, there's the lyrics, and by lyrics I mean the storytelling. Um, like the image you're trying to convey, or the feeling you're trying to express. There's the lyrics. So the quality of the lyrics. Then there's rhyme. Um, which is just essentially, you know, like matching certain phonetic sounds, you know, um, different vowels and consonants and combinations of them. Um, yeah, so that's your rhyming. Then there's the pattern, or it's not necessarily the rhyme scheme. That's more of like, you know, how your rhymes fit into the pattern. The pattern is more of like the the musical note values behind what you're doing. Like, um, you know, like one and a two and a three and a four, one and a two and a three and a four and a one and a two and a, you know, like, you know, basically wherever you're on the measure or whatever. Those are your patterns. Like one and a, like, I don't know, just those different fucking like um types of those, you know. There's all different kinds. It's like unlimited what you can do, really, um given the space, you know. uh, it's not unlimited, but whatever. um so that's patterns. uh and you'll notice them. Like one of the 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 patterns now is a dun 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 dun, you know, the that double. I don't give up on the fucking, that shit. That's a pattern thing. Um, then there's tone, and tone is like all the different, like, I mean, it is what it is, but like it can include like inflections and pitch, um, or how like frying your voice, um, which you can look up if you don't know what that is. Uh, like I do it a lot. Like you'll notice it in when I talk, I fry like a fucking Californian girl. um, uh, or like raspiness. That can like raspiness comes as like you're frying, but you're pushing even more air out, so it's like ultra fried or something. I don't know, or like you know, some people just have that tonality. Uh, but yeah, that's tone. So that's I've been like wrapping my head around that concept, which sort of just came to me. No one ever told me like, hey, there are these parts. There is like different sections to this. It's all stuff I've just fucking figured out. It's like there are a bunch of different sections to what I'm trying to teach myself and trying to learn basically. And it's like those are the different things, the different concepts that I have to work on and understand more and be able to like show other people, because if you can show other people, then it's like you understand it, and it's like, the more you can convey, the more you understand. um yeah, so there's that whole fucking thing. um but the main thing is the lyric, the the story, the image. That's really what I'm trying to cultivate, you know? Like a really cool nightmare, you know? Uh, yeah. There is a side of me that's like, like happy party stoner dude, but that's kind of like, I don't know, that's not the musical direction I'm headed. My musical direction is like, even if it does have like a positive kind of sound, there's still going to be an edginess to it, um, yeah, like dark and gritty. And maybe I'll get bored of that, or maybe I'll get like pigeonholed into that at some point, which would be fucking sick. Like, I'd love if I got fucking pigeonholed, but I don't want to be stuck in trap forever. I want it to like, I don't know. I want the more freedom than that. I don't want to just keep on making the same old kind of trap. I want it to grow and like, oh, I'm gonna use something that I heard something new and use one of these, or like I'm gonna you know use a different kind of synth or a different kind of drum sound that's from a different genre, but it'll like, if it fits and sounds good to me and like is a banger, like, you know basically I have like a Tom Haverford list of things that's just like helps me determine whether or not the song is a banger. And one of them happens to be if my mom doesn't like it. If my mom comes in, it's like, turn that off. I hate that. That sounds terrible. If she's like, that's too dubstep, I'm like, yes, yes, you know. But um, yeah, Tom Haverford, if you don't know, is a character from Parks and Rec. Um, he's played by Aziz Ansari. He's pretty funny. Uh, at least in my book. I'm a hard like if the audience was filled with a bunch of Liams, ooh, oh god, like I feel bad for the dude. Like, yeah, I'm a tough crowd. I wouldn't like boo or nothing, but I'd be like, ooh. Who knows? Like, I don't know. Maybe if like it just depends. Like sometimes just the little simplest little thing will just put me in stitches. So it's not like a character judgment thing. Like I love comedians. I think they're awesome. Even if like I don't think comedians are funny, like if I'm like in the mood, it's like I want to watch some comedy. Turn it on, like not even laugh, but it's like palatable to the brain. It's not like like some crazy visceral fucking shit, which is usually what I'm trying to fucking focus on all day. It's just like nice and mind numbing, and it's like, oh, everyone's smiling, and it's like a super bad situation, but everybody's happy and telling jokes. This is great. Or the situations are like bad, but you'll like laugh at them. Like that's great. Like the situational like comedy or situational irony or whatever. I've been babbling on here for quite a while. I think I can push it to an hour. That'll take forever to upload. Oh my god. Um, but yeah, I want to work on my fucking YouTube thing. This YouTube thing, like I'm gonna keep on doing it. I'm kind of a little bit discouraged because it's like I have no following whatsoever, like no viewers. Like this is just me talking to a wall, talking to the fucking abyss, basically right now. Um, and I'm hoping if like this thing comes together, like I've got my fucking tiger's eye paradigm in play, and it's like waiting, ready to put the pieces together. If everything's aligned right. Um, but if things come together, like I make a sick fucking music video that I'm proud of, I'll like get out there a little bit more and gain a couple more followers and get a little trickle down and try to fucking I don't know. I don't know. Fuck. Um yeah, like I'm a fucking shadow myself. I'm just a like shadow in the fucking night, you know? Uh out here in the fucking outskirts uh of reality, and nobody really knows what's going on. Like I got some mad skills, at least I think so. I've been working on it for long enough. Um, I think I got like crazy art in me for like crazy fucking music in me for the rest of my life. I don't see myself permanently quitting for a while, you know, especially not right now. I don't see myself stopping at all. Like, like I'm just like I'll be laying in bed with my fucking computer, like watching Netflix on the TV. I'm like, I'll just like pull up my fucking laptop and open up Massive, and like sometimes like I make a little loop or whatever in MIDI, and fucking the next morning that'll turn into a fucking banger. So it's like even when I'm being like super lazy, it's like I don't know. It's always like calling to me. Um, yeah. But right now, I've got a lot of some good trap samples, some good trap drums, and some sick fucking dubstep samples. And it's just a matter of like, I gotta get used to them separately. Like the dubstep kicks and snares, I gotta fucking like use them and learn how to use them sort of together. And then I gotta learn how to use the new trap samples well and make things sound sick. And then it's about trying to like stick the two together and fuse them, and using like unconventional, like super subby, trappy, basses, like sick fucking basses. The bass has to be like mean, a mean bass. And by that, it's got to have like an attitude. It's got to have this fucking tonality to it where people listen and it like sets the tone, with like simple melodic structures behind it. And just smacking fucking drums, and then just arrange them out and have it be set up to be, have those vocals, like fucking instrumentals and shit. Yeah, that's the main deal. But I think it'll be pretty easy. Like, I've already made some pretty dope stuff. Like, let me pull up one thing. It'll be shitty quality because it's on, fucking laptop speakers or whatever, but their laptop microphone. That one, which has got a pretty good vibe. Let's try this one. See what's up with this one here. So that's that one. There's another pretty dope one, which is this one. Let me check this one, though. I think this one might be pretty cool as well. I don't know if that one is made with the new shit. So that one's pretty fucking fire as well. But yeah, all of those are being made to be rap instrumentals. And if, I don't know, I just gotta fucking try to write to them. Just stockpile them. The way it's looking is like, I'm gonna try to off some of them, sell some of them, put this Bad Water Instrumentals project together, and try to sell some instrumentals. But then I'm just gonna be like stacking up the vault, basically, just tons of fucking tracks. The ones that I finish, I'm gonna save the project files on my hard drive just in case my computer ever has any issues with my computer. Yeah. But fuck, man. Yeah. So I'm going to wrap this up. If you made it this far, thank you for listening. That's a crazy feat. Watch more and like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully people will eventually start doing that. Yeah. All right. Peace.